Just in case you forgot, Israel literally pays influencers to suck their wiener and just be like these loyal little lapdogs to always just lap up whatever Netanyahu's gooch is sweating out. Like, it's unbelievable. And he's just...
Hey, once again, this is coming from a regular guy. And you tell me right now, what is he lying about? If he has the eyes to see this and you don't still... I'm sorry, you don't have a soul. It is plain and simple, without a doubt. And I know I said this a few weeks ago, but it only concretes this feeling even more, okay? You can't tell me nothing about what I'm going to say. If you are still in 2025, right now, depending on when you're watching this, and even if you're watching this a week from now, a month from now, this will still hold true. If you are defending Israel in their actions today, you are one, either being paid to say that, which is very possible. We're about to see Ben Shapiro act that out right now. How does a person look being paid to defend Israel? We're about to see that firsthand, okay? Or two, you are a brainwashed Christian individual, more likely a Christian. I can't see anything else. I can't see a logical person on the outside looking in, okay? Be like, hey, yeah, it's okay for this country, this mega country, to like drop bombs on this little tiny piece of land, the same size as what, New Jersey or something like that, dropping bombs. Yeah, that's okay because they need to get Hamas, however that looks like. Yeah, just, I don't see a logical person saying that. Once again, prove me wrong, please. Please do. I need to understand. Because I feel like I'm the only one going crazy here. You see what I'm saying? So, but of course, with social media in 2025, we have Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't know. That kind of slipped out. Once again, making his political rounds on these social media platforms. And the only reason why he's doing that is obvious. He's trying to sane wash his actions. And of course, he's not going to go to like CNN. I mean, he might even have a pretty decent time there, but he's not going to go to these platforms or these outlets where he's going to get challenged. Of course not. Why would he do that? That's crazy. Why would he do that? So of course he's going on, I forgot the milk boys or whatever they're called, those idiots. He had an interview with Officer Tatum a few weeks ago, and today he had an interview with Ben Shapiro. And the reasons is, one, control the narrative directly. He gets to say what is happening because he's the only voice that's really speaking. Once again, we don't have journalists in Gaza to report on the ground of what's really happening because they're killing all of them. Last time I checked, it was over 270 journalists that were purposely killed. So, of course, when he goes out there, it's the stronger narrative because we don't have anything on the ground to challenge him and say otherwise. Number two, to reach a younger audience, an international audience. Once again, he's speaking with someone like Ben Shapiro, who has millions of people around the world watching and taking note. He's doing that on purpose. And then three, rebuild his reputation and influence in public opinion. That's all what this is about. So let's go ahead and watch just this one clip. You can watch the entire 20 something minutes. Trust me, you're not going to get nothing out of it. I guarantee you're not going to get nothing out of it. Ben Shapiro is not going to challenge any narrative or any stats to Benjamin. So this segment right here, to me, stands out. Let's listen.
Superpowers need allies.
Let's see.
Why should it matter? Sharing mechanisms come first. A hard Israel rather than
All right.
Hamas rule.
Okay, there we go.
Let's get on with the task of pursuing an expanded peace, which I think would be possible once this thing is done.
Now, speaking of the end of the war, obviously we've seen an enormous shift in public opinion, particularly in the United States, against Israel, rising anti-Semitism as a facet of that. And that has raised a lot of questions for Americans about the relationship between America and Israel. The Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, gave a fascinating speech back in May of 2024 at the Quincy Institute, where he took kind of a hard-nosed look at the relationship between the United States and Israel. And the case that he made for the relationship between the United States and Israel was based on what he called America First interest, the idea that Americans come first in America's own interest, which of course is true. And then he also suggested that the reason that the America-Israel relationship was vital was for two reasons. One was the defense mechanism, the sharing mechanism between the United States and Israel. And the second was Israeli self-sufficiency. And I want to ask you about sort of both prongs of that, starting with...
So, once again, I know this pencil neck idiot loves to just talk fast, like blah, 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 blah. But a better way to describe how America and virtually people around the world are now turning against Israel, or at least asking some really important questions, is not because they're Jewish. Once again, get out of here. Oh my God, you guys are anti-Semitic. Shut up. I'm gonna put my anti-Semitic foot up your behind. Don't give me that BS, okay? First off, when it comes to Americans and their perspective on Israel, one, the norm idea would be, okay, we're spending how much for their military, for their defense, for their offense? Billions of dollars? Wait, I mean, we got people over here hungry. We got people over here starving. We got people getting kicked out their places of living. We got people still making minimum wage. We got infrastructure that's literally falling and crumbling down. And we're sending how much to another country? Wait, what? That's number one. And then number two, we see, once again, you don't have to be a Middle East expert to see this. We are funding a country to demolish, to genocide an entire group of people. Once again, we can talk about, prior events. We can talk about, the stigma between the Israelis and the Palestinian people. We can talk about all that. But all you got to do is just look at the numbers. October 7th, around 1,200 people got killed, which is horrendous. But 2 years later, we're at how much? The lowest count is 60,000 people, and that's not including the people under the rubble. Over 120,000 people injured. Over 80% of Gaza is destroyed. Anyone on the outside looking in can see that and be like, yeah, that's some BS. But of course, let's listen to this hard-hitting question that Mr. Ben Shapiro, the American person, asks literally the person in charge. Can end this whole thing right now. Let's see his answer, okay? And trust me, here's a hint. It's some BS, okay? Get ready.
Explain to Americans, why should it matter whether America maintains a strong alliance with Israel in defense terms and tech terms? And then second, what is the future of Israeli self-sufficiency, particularly in terms of military assistance, given the amount of help that America has provided during this last war?
Well, let me first start with the America First. That's a natural position. It would be unnatural to have a different position. But America First doesn't mean America alone, because all countries need allies. Superpowers need allies. China has allies. Russia has allies. And if you're without allies who may develop the technologies that are needed for your defense, or the technologies that are needed for your offense, or the intelligence to save your lives, why forfeit yourself of these allies? The problem that you've had over the years, the United States, is that you didn't have these allies pulling their weight. And Israel is an ally. It's a fighting ally that pulls its weight. Not only
an ally that pulls his weight, a fighting ally. I'm glad that he emphasized that, because You ain't pulling no other weight except for sucking our resources. Like, you're not pulling any more weight. Like, I don't get that. But I'm glad that he clarified fighting ally, because that's all that they're worth at this point, is just fighting all these other countries because they know that they have America in their corner. Ain't nobody gonna challenge America, okay? So, once again, it's a lot of BS. He didn't even answer Ben's question. And once again, here is a list of things that Israel supplies to their citizens that America currently does not have. And once again, you could be watching this video a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, until we get a progressive president. We're not going to have these same things. Once again, Israel has universal health care, child allowance, government saving for each child savings fund, paid maternity leave, universal social insurance, which in America, they're trying to gut that away. So make that make sense. Subsidized university education, which once again, America's trying to make Americans dumber. You see what I'm saying? But hey, they're subsidizing their education programs. Make that make sense. So if any country needs to be pulling their weight, it is Israel. Once again, why are we funding a country and we are lacking at home? Now, once again, I understand. We can have a conversation if America, needs to be allying with other countries. I don't see a problem with it. But the only problem is, one, if they are corrupting our government, that's problem number one. Problem number two is if our allied countries are too busy killing hundreds of thousands of people for little to no reason. I don't want to be complicit in that. America should not be complicit in that. So you can't just be allying with countries just for the hell of it, Benjamin. What are you talking about? But once again, you're probably listening to me, but like, hey, you're just being biased. You already, probably calling me anti-Semitic. I done been called that before, which is weird. I done been called every name except for a child of God, okay? But once again, you can say that I'm too close to it. I'm politically inclined. This is all I do is listen to politics. I'm a progressive. So you already can probably disregard what I have to say because I'm on the other team. So whatever I got to say doesn't mean nothing. But the interesting thing is when it gets to a point to where regular people can see the same things we're both seeing and call BS. And that's how you know the world is changing. Not really changing, but the world is now seeing the information that's in their hands. The internet. I know it's you got to take the good with the bad. But once again, when regular people can see this situation, be like, why is our government allowing this to happen? Why is our government complicit or being controlled by another country to do X, Y, and Z? And when you start having normal people question this, you know you are on the wrong side of this conversation. You know it goes beyond politics at that point when regular people can call out the BS. And no regular person, no other than...
It's so crazy.
This guy right here. Now, I'm pretty sure many of you guys, especially in the live stream right now, may not know who this is. I kind of don't really know who this is. I know his name is Charlie. I've been subscribed to him for maybe 6-7 years. He does a lot of gaming. He does a lot of covering YouTube scammers and crypto scams and, just fun things. Trying the hottest hot sauce out there, really stupid things, okay? Trust me, I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. but like he rarely does political content. I rarely see him do it. This is my first time covering him talking about politics. It blew my mind. And once again, I don't fault anyone for not being as politically active like myself. Some people got things they want to do. They don't want to pay attention to this. I get it. But when someone normal like this here can see this same situation, be like, this is some BS, maybe we're on to something. So let's go to 240 and hear a regular person, who's not politically inclined, who's not a Republican or Democrat, just someone talking about a situation.
To do about it. And you know what? Since I'm just yapping, I'm just going to go ahead and go on this topic now too.
I guess I'm curious about what's another game plan if we lose evangelical support for the state of Israel. What's our backup plan to be strong, like outside the diaspora?
Christian influencers. Okay, you said we talked about the woke right, and he said I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant observation. The woke right, because these people, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're the reason.
Yeah, that's his strategy. A galaxy brain chess maneuver here. Call everyone that doesn't support Israel Nazis. Whoa! Holy shit! He's alting right now. Wow! So basically, if you're not, like, eating out of this guy's gooch and supporting Israel on everything, you're a Nazi.
To secure that part of the base of our support in the United States, that is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers.
Just in case you forgot, Israel literally pays influencers to suck their wiener and just be like these loyal little lapdogs to always just lap up whatever Netanyahu's gooch is sweating out. Like, it's unbelievable. And he's just...
Hey, once again, this is coming from a regular guy. And you tell me right now, what is he lying about? If he has the eyes to see this and you don't still, I'm sorry. You don't have a soul. You are either paid to say what you're saying or you're just a brainwashed idiot, or both. I believe you can be both. So you choose one or the other or both. But once again, if the world can see this and you're still defending Israel, I'm sorry, you're a lost cause. You are literally the reason why this is continuing. That's simple.
Just being like super open about it. Like, he is just saying that in front of people's faces and nobody seems to care.
And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one that's most important? X. Exactly. Very good. And, you know, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now.
Spoiler warning for those without thinking caps on. Censorship. He's talking about censorship. Damn to free speech. Benjamin Netanyahu's got other ideas. It's something he's talked about plenty in the past. He's not exactly shy with it. He's very loosey-goosey with the censorship topic, and he's talking about it again. He recognizes how everyone sharing videos and information about the atrocities and all the slaughter of the Palestinians at the hands of the IDF is making people turn on Israel. So now genocidal freak is going up to Elon Musk. Oh, Mr. Musk, can we do something about, like, all these pesky voices sharing all of this? It's censorship. Super weird, by the way, how a foreign nation seems to have so much pull over things happening in our homeland. Why can Netanyahu come out with his full ass on display, talking about like how algorithms on the platforms here need to cater to him, and also he should be talking to Elon about Twitter so they can do something together in regards to, like, the people not liking Israel anymore and what the...
Hey, ding, ding, ding. Once again, you don't have to be a political genius. You didn't have to go to college and take up political science. I don't know why they call it political science, but you don't have to take all these classes, courses, and be, you know, into politics for 20, 30, 40 years to realize what's going on is not in America's interest. Anybody with two eyes, no. Anybody with just some common sense. You could be as blind as Stevie Wonder. You can be as deaf as, I don't know, name a deaf person. I can't really think of a deaf celebrity. Okay. But the point is, you don't need your five senses to still sense what is going on that makes no sense. Hey, that's a bar right there for you. Once again, just a little common sense. Be like, why is our government bending over backwards? Why is our platforms, the biggest platforms, TikTok and X, why is he talking like he's going to influence this for his agenda? Doesn't make any sense. That's literally the definition of censorship right there. Hey, come on. You're telling me this guy right here knows a lot more than you do? Come on, don't let that happen.
They're having access to. Why is that? Like, that shouldn't be allowed, right? Like, what the fuck? This guy gets to come in and, like, completely wash our fucking freedom of speech in order to fit his censorship agenda? Cool. How about no, goober? Like, come on. This should be an outrage to everybody, but it's not. It's just not. And that's just the signs of the times that we're in. Like, I made a video the other day about Ted Cruz with his slip-up where he said to stop attacking pedophiles.
Senator, now this will be the last part, but this right here, I wanted to cover this story, but it's weird.
Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape?
Okay.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles? I want you to look at what happened when the National Guard...
Whoa. I was with you on the first one, with you on the second one. But what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? See, you give this weirdo a little credit, give him a little credit, and then all of a sudden he's talking about not attacking pedophiles. Like, okay, but that's a whole nother story. But once again, I can't stress this enough. If you are watching this video, which is a good chance that you agree with me, and congratulations, okay? Congratulations. But I want this video to reach people that don't understand, that don't think logical like a human being. Like, you ain't got this thing called a heart inside your chest, okay? I want this video to reach out to you, okay? And I'm going to try to say this with all sincerity, okay? I'm going to try not to be rude. Don't be an idiot, okay? Do not be an idiot. Your stupidity is literally having hundreds of thousands of people starving, being killed, being injured, being displaced, being ethnically cleansed, being genocided. Your stupidity is causing all of that. So I need you to wake the hell up. You ain't gotta be a genius, but just know some things. Just know a little bit, okay? And then I guarantee you the world around you will become better. Okay? Hey, can we make a deal? Can we handshake on that? Okay, just educate yourself a little bit, and I guarantee you the world around you will become a better place to live in. That's simple. Because once again, education is liberation. And that's bars right there.
Let's see how you do under pressure. been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that